Hello! Today we're going to go over what to do in the RHA Notes section. So, when you have the WSOA open, you're going to see the building notes. So there's the building information, this is the notes section. And you're going to have some stuff come up here. And now you're going to have this blue box that next to the blue box it says, do not put the words in the blue box in the RHA Notes section. So there will be things that appear there, but for our purposes, the only things that you need to focus on are what show up here. So what you're going to want to do is anything that shows up in this white section, you want to type into the building notes section. So LIGH, town of Babylon. This home does have a CO monitor. The home was built in 1983. The garage was converted into a living space. And then, when you see these recommendations, you can type them in, but there's one other aspect to this that I want to tell you about first. So, I've made an example work scope. This isn't a real client, but when you get down to the bottom, you can see that there's this Powersmith recommendations section. So, the three recommendations that will always be on the template are Powersmith recommends that the heating unit be serviced, Powersmith recommends that the DHW be serviced, and Powersmith recommends that the oven be serviced. The other aspect of that is there's a section to fill in the ppm, that's parts per million. So essentially, if the carbon monoxide levels are too high when we test, we have to report that to the homeowner. So here you can see that on this job, Powersmith recommends that the CO on the heating unit is reduced. At the audit, the heating system read 55 parts per million. So here, we'll find the one this is the heating unit, and this is where we're going to put the 55. And that's good to go. Going back and taking a look at this, it says Powersmith recommends that the CO on the oven is reduced. At the audit, the oven read 101 parts per million. So, this is the DHW, we don't want that one. We're going to look, see the CO here is for the oven. So we're going to put 101, that's what we want. So because there's no problem with the CO on the DHW, we're actually just going to delete this. Oh, keep the bullet points. Now, instead of writing that out, what you can do is just highlight this, copy it, and then paste this in that section. Now we will also be adding our own recommendations. So if you take a look here, depending on the job, those templates might show up, but we also might have Powersmith recommends that the garage all be properly insulated. So you want to focus on the 3 pre-existing recommendations and decide whether they should be there and make the changes if they should be there. But you don't want to change the additional ones that we've put in. So in this instance, if this one was existing, then you would want to highlight all of that, copy, and that's what you would put in RHA. Another thing that you're going to have to be aware of is if we have modeled attic storage, which looks like this in the WSOA, then we are going to have to explain what type of insulation we are proposing. Because if you remember, when you model attic storage in RHA, it goes under an Other tab, and it says See Notes for explanation. So when you have, for this example, I've already put attic storage in there, but you can leave the price out and just highlight the explanation for storage and copy that and put that right here, and then that's what you should put the notes in for the RHA. Hit save, and you're good to go. So just to recap, going back up, the notes, anything that appears in this white section, you bring over. You can write these out, that's fine, but it's easier to copy and paste from the template because you need to make those changes anyway. This is just telling you what to put in the template. And then if you've modeled attic storage, anything that's under Other, after you make the template, you're going to have to put this in the notes section. All right.